All right, once again, good evening, the chairman, human rights defenders, and access to justice advocate center, our local department, co-comrades, and able viewers. I am Queen Mrs. Solution, live from Ikeja Allen Avenue branch. Have a case of domestic misunderstanding reported by Mrs. Nwawuru against Mr. Desmond Nwawuru. The both parties are live in our office. Please join us as we interview them for a peaceful resolution. Follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice TV, and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV. And like and share on Human Rights Defender and Access to Justice Advocate Center Alternative. For more useful information, kindly visit our website on www.hrdac.org.ng. Thank you very much, and thanks for being with us. Kindly be mindful of your comments, your statements. Mrs. NJIDEKA, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, you will speak up very well so that we can hear you. I would have loved to give you mic while you talk, but if you speak loud enough, then there's no point of you using mic. So tell us exactly what happened. Why did you complain against this young man?
Okay, ma. Good evening, everyone watching us this morning.
You need the mic, and you have to use the mic directly to your mouth.
Hello.
You can see that the mic is working. It should not stop working when it comes to your mouth.
Okay, ma.
Take it like this.
So, my name is NJIDEKA Nwawuru. Mrs. NJIDEKA Nwawuru. I married January 2001. Is when I did the traditional marriage. Then white wedding was August 11, 2001. So we started with my husband, Mr. Desmond Nwawuru. So the life continues. He's staying at Yaba, selling okrika at Ileluwe Yaba. So I'm the one staying in the Lagos Island, selling shoes in the plaza, Alogo. So after we got married and everything, I told him to join me up. We agreed. He joined me on my own side. So when we continue from that year, because our marriage is now 20 years today. So we continue, no problem. He knows me and I knows him. I understand him, he understands me. So we continue like that. Anywhere he went, he will tell me. Or anywhere I want to go, I will tell him, I will seek permission before going. And my husband is the type that if he tell you that he don't want you to remove the chair from this place, you don't dare do it. Because even as I'm talking to you, I and my children, we are fearing him. We are fearing him because the way he talks, the way he used to take action. So everything continues. We invest. We build in a school 5 rooms. We continue life, and that 5 rooms we build at the university. I don't even ask him where this money is going after today. I don't even know where the money is going. But I did not disturb because all of us, our two, we understand ourselves. So we continue till even the first car he bought, Mercedes. Later on, I don't know what happened. He dashed it out. Even I did not ask him up to today. Who did you dash it out?
That's what?
The car. Mercedes, the first motor he bought. So after the later on, we changed the apartment where we are living to 3-bedroom flat to Coca side where we are living now. Life continues. Nobody is disturbing each other, and nobody is complaining to each other. So we continue with life. Suddenly, as I'm talking to you, after we built at the village, because he went to go and start building at the village 2019. So before you know it, even before that, 2018, his character changed. After all the suffering and everything, and he is the type that if there is rain, I will tell him to stay. He will stay at home with us. It's me that the rain will beat him. I have 5 children, 3 boys, 2 girls. So the life continues. Nobody is disturbing us. I preach my daughter, my first baby is going to 20 years. She's entering her final year in the university. So the way I'm seeing things, my husband automatically just changed. I don't know. But when he changed, I begin to notice some characters. If I ask, it become problem. I now continue following him just like that. 2019. He suddenly like this. the man changed automatically. He traveled. 1 month and I will not see him. And that 1 month and he will not give me food, he will not drop anything for me and children. And meanwhile, where we are selling at Barlow Great Nigeria House, I'm the one that even went there back again. He now said that why should I pay with somebody, sharing job with somebody? He said that tomorrow I will have a problem with the person. He now brought his own half money. We now pay full shop for that Great Nigeria House where we are selling now, where he hijacked now that I will not be entering. So time with everything, what I'm seeing from my husband, too much problem. If he's answering call, if I just move out like this, he see that why must I come where he's answering call, where or near his phone? I now swear that I will not even near his phone, neither to near where he's answering call. But at that time, 2019, when he traveled, when he said he don't want us to be selling the chair again, he gathered everything. I don't know that he had brand. So he traveled to China. Even when he went to that China, when he came back, the one bag of food, the bag was full. What he bought, he only managed to bought me 1 car. That thing I asked him, he told me that somebody gave him to give somebody. I did not talk. So it's when all this is happening that I begin to see what he had been doing since. So I continue following him like that. So without time, when the problem continues and it tired me, I start going to prayers. Because what I'm seeing is what the man I'm living with, my husband is not the person that is staying with me then. Because what I'm seeing is another difference altogether. If he went out, if I call him for phone, it become problem. Why must I call him? Why must I call him, ask him where he cannot check body for me like other men? I said, this is no problem. All his phone then is full of all these single ladies. Even when some of them call him, the one that's selling back, even when we are eating, he will leave that thing we are doing, he rush to go and answer. At the time I said, why are you treating me like this? Even if this one know that you are married and he knows me. Why is it that every time he rush out, that one become problem? I cut it off that side. I don't normally go to his phone again. I don't go to anything again. So the thing continues like that. When he traveled that 2019, 28th of December, he left the house until February 8th. Without no food. I'll be calling people, calling friends, even one of his friends that is my brother, that is his childhood friend. I continue calling, crying with the wife. I continue crying until some of them will be calling him. Even at a time, he stopped picking the guy's call. So I'll be calling help to give me even at least to some food. At times I'll go to my sister's side, my elder sister. I will correct some certain things. We'll be managing till that 1 month, and so the thing it become tough for me. I'll be calling friends. So after he came back, there is one rumor. There is a lady that is friend. I don't know what them are doing. That lady have. It's not that I know that child that girl is having at hand. It's why people are saying that he have born somewhere. So he came back with the rumor, and the rumor somebody coming with the high number, tell me that I should sit up. That still look at what is happening though. But those people that saw him, because there is the rumor, when the rumor come.
Bring the mic, talk loud with your voice. Let's hear.
So when the rumor now came, say he now some of his kinsmen, he came back telling me that some of them came to his house to the village to know whether is it true that he have married another wife. When he came back, he see me machete. He called me, begged me, tell me say that thing is not truth. But still, that is not truth. He still give me condition that is entitled to marry how many wives he wants to marry, that I will not flog him, I will not even disturb him, that if I mess up, if I don't even cooperate, that he will deal with me, that I will not even have help, that even no help will come for me. I say, waiting be all these ones. So when all this thing continues like that, I now begin to call friends. People have been calling him. Even I call Reverend Father to come and help and beg. Even people are coming for beg. My prayer partners, they will come to my house and host vigil and be crying for women. Even the elder man that came lastly, said the man came to my house twice or four. They'll be begging. Some of them will be crying on my behalf. What is it that this woman did that he cannot forgive him? Even my brothers. So after everything, I see that what what I'm seeing is too much. My husband will not allow me to even to sit at home, like sit at the sitting room like this. He said that I will only be in that room for the meantime. Every time he'll be telling them that he will take me to village. He will tell you he's what do with the marriage. He's tired. Is it every time? So why this problem continues like that? So I begin to call people for over this is 2019 to this moment. I keep quiet. They say, okay, madam, continue. Some people were advising, so yeah, just continue worship. Leave him, continue with your prayer because this thing is not ordinary. I say, when would I? Every night I'll be crying God, prayer, fasting. See me going down. If I show you my pictures, my former picture, you won't believe that I'm the one talking to you people now. So people will see me, some will pass. It's my voice. Some people will not turn back, say, madam, wetin happen? So the thing continues. There is no food for me to eat for 2 years now. He's not feeding me. He hijacked the whole money. He hijacked the whole business. He hijacked everything I work for. The whole suffering, he hijacked it and eating it as he want to eat it, as he want to do it. So the thing continues like that. There is nowhere to get help. I start cooking fufu, going to Badagry to buy cassava to come and cook. When I cook finish, I will go to Safejo and be hustling. This at times I will fry groundnut, crayfish. I will go to waterfall to make sure that I'm seeing something eating. That at a time, the stress now came to my body. I felt sick. Even the doctor called him that at the school, called him, say, wait, daddy, my mom is sick. I'm very, very sick where she is now. That he should send money. Even the nurse that is treating me, he cut the call that they should not call that number again. My daughter now crying because the father don't want to respond. So one of the mates now met her, say, why are you crying? He says, you. Is the girls that our friend father that gave me 10,000 naira. Send it to my account immediately. I said, I will not eat that money. Where did you get money? Now expect for me. I now take it. So after everything, that sickness, if you see my color then, see me going down, people are now beginning to talk to me, tell me that I should take things easy so that I won't die before my time. And this, when all these things happen, he's still at the village. If he travel, we not see him 1 month, 2 months, we not even see him.
To the village or abroad?
In the village at the Anambra State. So we not see him. So this thing continue like that. I'm tired of complaining. I'm tired of talking. Even I went to his sister. Even they came to meet him for outside for where everything they talk. No, he don't want to listen to anybody. Even at the last man that in our plaza, I pick up this year because last year throughout it was very hell short. I passed through hell, see me going down, no food to eat. Somebody that counted money, somebody that hustling and know what I'm doing. So this year, he traveled on first of this year until the shop was closed. And even they want to collect the shop from us. Is when I went out on February, so March, first week of March. So I went to that. People are shouting, why? Nobody seeing in the plaza. What happened? So one of my friends now come inside, say, okay, I should. If he says ready, I should do. So for her, small to get small money, so that our streets will be feeding. And for me, the way he see me that he don't like it. Why all this is happening since I keep myself? I say, I don't want to bring myself out now because this is family matter. So you know what they talk anyhow. Even the one where you talk, people carry and talk as they like. And them, their ear is open, listening to what people are gossiping about me. If they gossip finish, you will tell them, then it's not that her secret is more opening. I said, what did I do? What I know that I did not commit any abominable something that will make them to treat me like this. So I went to the plaza where I'm the one that first and went before he come and join me there in that great Nigerian house again. So my husband now hijack everything. He now, if I come to your shop and drop my bag, he will warn you that if he see me, he will deal with you. So the first person I did, the second person I did, the last person that called me and confronted me, I don't know what is happening though. But what I just come, maybe I stay for your shop 2 times now. You will come in that you don't want to see me coming to your shop again. I will carry my bag and go. This is how I carry my bag to work in the plaza. If I see small market, I'll be just doing running market like this, just to make sure that I see food eating. So there is one girl now he called the girl. The girl now call me, confront me, say, auntie, I know say you no do me anything, but I tell the brother, I say I no fit do this thing because we dey face to face. I no fit do this thing to pursue auntie. No only bag she dey keep your at times she go come sit down. She no dey shade market here. So that problem, that one, the thing continued. Then I now went to the plaza, the chairman of the plaza. I said, see what I'm passing through, see what is happening there. He said, no, he don't have right to push me away from the plaza. That this one is not getting another thing. I don't know people that talk to him. He now stop that one nice since that he now close eyes small on that side. But walking that I must move his house. At a time he stopped the children, that room that I used to enter. And I see that once he come back, the children will enter that room, staying there. And at a time when he knock at the door, my children, everybody will be running to go. Who will go open the door for his father? Because the way he used to, at times he come back everywhere, he will be harsh and talking. So everybody is avoiding. That is the problem in the house. So even when before you come out, tell them to do things, put things in order. So one day, so they decided leaving that door open, because that door is leaving open. So anytime the day he come back, because since last year he decided maybe in a week he sleep 3 times in a week inside the house. For that days you will not see him. I will call him, even how many times I called his brother, and now stop calling his brother, because tomorrow if anything happens to him, it's me that they will ask, and I'll be telling these people that I want to kill him. So see wetin dey happen. I no see your brother. I have complained 4 times and I stop, and his brother did not give me feedback, say see where his brother dey go. I just stop complaining to him. So the any day we see him, we continue. The day when we no see him, we dey wait until we know say the following day, if he stay 2 days he go come back, and so we dey manage life. Until he now say, because his own he say, if he see say I want to overcome this one, he will bring another one back am for my head. If they see say I want recover from this one, another one back am for my head. So at a time, these children come inside the room to stay with me. Only mommy stay inside room. So if they know the time when you come back, everybody come and stay inside room. He now notice it, he banned them that the children should not stop, that the children should stop entering the room. Even my grown-up son that is 17 to 18 years now. So he stopped
which room?
Inside that room that I normally, he said that it's only that room I will be staying. So the children now decide to come inside that room again now to see their mother. He now see that.
Did he chain you inside? Were you chained?
No, the room. He said that he don't want to see me come out from the room to the sitting, the parlor where we have television and other things. To avoid it, I stopped coming out there for the problem. It's
how do you cook? Is the kitchen inside that room?
Mommy, I did. It's 2 years now. I'm not eating in the house. I'm not even touching anything, even to go to anywhere to touch anything. It's just when I go out, if I see something I eat, I come back. So this is how
you pass through the parlor, go out.
Yes.
Okay, there's no room from the room you are
No. It's through that part I must pass and go inside that our bedroom. Okay. So the thing continues like that. You now want the children that the children should stop coming inside you. The student now came out, and all this thing that I'm talking now, anytime you see anyone, there is a person that he always call. He will tell him, hey, he just chase them. They have told the children that you stop coming where. The person might ask him, what if I go where the children say you will kill me? The call he make that night. So after that, the children stop coming because they are fearing their father, to avoid their father not to kill them. So in the morning, I will just manage myself. I come out again to come and do morning prayer with the children. He now saw that I'm coming out to come and meet the children. Scatter, or if you want twice, if you come where we are praying, it will scatter. We tell everybody, shout to the children, everybody will scatter. I will just do in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Enter inside the room. So if he's inside that room, I will not come out. So at the time the thing continues, before he's telling them that he will carry him back and go. He will carry him back and leave the house. I don't want to leave the house. So at the time, he now changed that I must leave the house by force, by fire. That the 5 children that I must do, no one, I don't have any access to anything, both my children, both everything, that I should go to my father's house. That is how I continue managing things. Say, I know that one day God will help me out on this situation, because I know, say, this thing come, now one day it will go. So the thing continues like until one of my brother, he now called one of my uncle at the village that I should leave the house. That if I not leave the house, that he's coming to the village to carry drink, white palm wine, and to return to them and everything. He don't want to marry again. It's not by force. The person that say he's due to marry, he don't want again, not be by force. So that's my brother, the uncle now called me one time. I said that this thing that doing, because that is what I be telling friends, that I should pack my load and leave his house. If I don't live there, if I don't live in life, that I will live in death. That is why we have been telling people. At times, if you talk to some of the mature men, they will tell you, go and use your hand and pack your wife's load and go. and go and put outside. So it's not them that will tell me to go and pack my property and leave my husband house. So this thing continue, I continue to bear it till that my uncle call me. I call those my friends that used to do prayers for me, came back again the same time or that August ending. So one of them call his husband, an elderly man in the
So what
outside.
now happen? What exactly? What is it?
So when this thing happen, why I just narrate this story now is for you to know where I'm going. So that's when he saw me. He said that I should go out. Then the pressure is too much that he will kill me. So I now use the fear and move out for over for 2 months. Hanging anywhere I see, I sleep. If I go to camp, I sleep there. It just is how I be hanging. So I later now enter. The children is with him. So I now later on my daughter, because my daughter is grown up. My daughter called me, Mommy,
How old is your daughter?
She's going to 20 years.
Your own daughter?
Yes.
You that is sitting here now?
Yes. So I now.
And your son is how many years?
That one is 17 plus, going to 18 years. So the thing continues, and then my daughter called me, Mommy, this will not help anybody. Even my children, any of them that sneak out to come and see me, want the person who give it the order to come and see, who permitted you. So my daughter said, Mommy, and everybody knows that he doesn't stay at home with them. He doesn't sleep at home. So Mommy hanging up and down, sleeping outside. Anything happen to you tomorrow, now we go still suffer now. I now decide to come inside with my children. I will be staying inside that room for over 2 to more than 3 weeks inside the room. He don't know that I'm there. If I want to cough, I'll go and hide and cough. Anything that I'm doing, once it's around, I won't come out. This is how I'll be doing it. If I'm outside, the children will call. I will call my son whether it's around. If it's around, that day I will not come in. So this fear continues. If I see, my heart will cut. So the thing tired me. I say one day I will come out. And even my children say, Mommy, don't come out. I said, I will come out. How can I continue with this life? I cannot enter kitchen. Even if I see small thing that I will cook, I won't cook. So I will come out. And I decided on 25th of this November that just passed. I said, no. Once I saw him as he go out, and he wants to go and take something from the kitchen to brush his mouth. I came out. As he saw me, he rushed inside, drop his clothes up, drop his cup. The same moment. Oh yeah, everybody that is inside the room, everybody get out. Oh yeah, everybody pack everything that is inside here. Everybody out. So when my daughter is packing her notice, I tell my daughter, don't touch any of my property. So my daughter now pack his own. His father now went inside, dropped that cup, and all my belongings, every of my thing is outside. And even children are matching it, even they're pouring some of my clothes that I have spoiled it. Some of them is when I get some money, I just pick some clothes to wear. And everything down, just matching.
When he was throwing it out,
I was there. So
why didn't you pick them?
When he throw them out, so my son say, Mommy, I should leave, because with the action, if he throw that and finish, now the next thing I beat. Because when his son came back from junior YEC, he beat me. It's this 2 of my children, the 2 of my son that carry me inside that room, because I said, let him kill me as he wants to kill me, and go where he wants to go, and bring the person he wants to bring. That after all, I see other men, they do whatever they want to do and still leave the first one. I have called him, Oga, if you want to marry another person, don't be say chasing me up and then treating me that I don't have anywhere I come from. Okay, do whatever you want to do, but still, I'm still your first one. Is saying him, no, never, not before, not be now. So when he told us, I went out.
Yeah.
Then when I went out, so I now call his junior brother. His junior brother
summarize because time is
when his brother came saw those, he said this problem don't tire, so he no fit do anything. As he no fit do anything, say, Madam, because as he's coming, he first see his brother before coming to see me. I'm the one that call him. After them talk finish, he say, Madam, waiting they come out from his brother mouth. Say, you better make I carry my bag. May I pack my things, go find where I go. I say, where I go?
The man marry her.
He married me now. So I said,
when? Hold on.
It was that's in 2009.
We need to close. We're going
2001.
2001.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear from him. Sit comfortably, then you speak up so that I will not give you mic. I would prefer to hear your voice clear than giving the mic. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Desmond.
You are not speaking loud.
I said my name is Desmond.
Okay.
Nwawuru. I'm from Anambra State. We are local government. By special grace of God, I'm married, as she said, and we have been living. Only God knows in every relationship, one person always carry the burden to make sure that the relationship work or the marriage work. And I have tried the best of my knowledge to make sure that things work out fine. And since that day we got married, I decided to let the cat out of the bag. It has not been easy one for me. Imagine when your wife that married can be able to come out in the public to deny so many things or to say so many things just for her to get favor or for her to get what she wants.
You mean now or before?
Yes, even now, even all the things that she said now or what she has been vomiting out throughout when this particular problem started, it is not somebody that is worthy to live with me.
How?
Yes.
How old is the marriage?
20 years, of course.
20 years.
Yes.
And you just discovered the demon that is living with
It's
you.
not that I just discovered.
So why did you just say this?
It is when I decided to take the bull by the horn. As a man, I decided to manage her because you cannot marry someone that you didn't love. I married her because I love her, and I continue to tolerate her. And there's a way that you will tolerate something as a human being, we all are. It must come at a time you will decide not to, because you too, are a human being. Yes, I'm a human being. I cannot be enduring everything. When my wife will be able to come out, okay, you said that I was selling Okrika when I married her. Okay, now, what is she doing when I married her? That she's selling in the plaza. Under what? As at 2000 when we met, or rather 90 something when she came to the Catholic Charismatic Renewal, when we met ourselves and we married as a charism members. She was doing sales girl in number 7 Bajuma Balogu. If you are calling, I will be measuring them. The person she served from Newi, the popular name they know that woman and the husband in that plaza in the whole Balogu is Newi Dev by name. The woman called me after the traditional marriage. She said that I should come to her house. She was living then in First Tag, that Jakonde estate in First Tag. That's where she's living. I went to that place with her. The woman encouraged me, said, Oga, since you have married your wife, there's no need her still working for me as a sales girl. So that anytime you need her or she need to do something for you or one thing or another, she will not need my permission to do that. It's either you include her in your own business, or you find something for her, you find shop where she will be managing this place like others. I said, okay, thank you, ma. God bless you. When we came back, we sat down, we discussed about it. Before then, she has no kobo. If you are saying, I will continue to say before God and before man. If my wife has 50 naira in her bag the day she come into my house, or when we were discussing about this business, this thing I'm talking about, let her swear with anything on earth that happened. I told her, let us go and start looking for shop. Then, by then, St. Charles was building a plaza, 46 Balogu. That the full shop was 40,000. I gave her 20,000 naira for half of the shop, and I raised some money. I gave her. Shortly after, I rented a shop in 34 Balogu. Are you getting it now? Then I closed my business from Alakuru. Then I went to that place in 34 Balogu, closed all my business. Then I buy goods, put it in my own shop, and put it in that shop. She stayed also. And we continue like that. May 29, 2002, everything we have only 550 naira. That particular 46 Balogu burned down. Then I started, we continue to manage. Let me not just say we continue to manage. And that's going to have it. Within that same 29, my dad died December 8. We buried him January 14, 2003. Then life continued. I was struggling to myself. In fact, I never met a person.
You said both your first child is 20 years.
Yes.
Your second son is 17 years.
Yeah.
And the third one, the last one is how many years?
10 years. On December 8th, he was 10 years.
Okay, I don't want all those stories. That is why I have to
stop. No, because all these things that she said, anybody that sees it will be as this man is a pauper, this man is Wale, it's not doing anything. So I need to clear the air.
Go ahead.
I need to clear.
I summarize it because I'm also married woman.
Thank you, ma.
Closing time.
Please, ma. Sorry about that. So all these things is what we pass through one after another. And that shop graduated from that place. We went back. We relocated again when I carried one of his brother as a bed. The boy was staying in Alakuru, and we later went back to Alakuru again, Rebuttal under bridge, which I bought a shop there, and that shop was existing even up to today. I brought another boy. She was staying there.
What are you into?
We are selling ladies' shoes, that's slippers and sandals. So she was selling with my boy there because I opened the shop for them. I was going to Togo to buy market, and I was supplying that place, and they are selling it for me. Buy some in Balogu. At the time when they are building this particular place we are now, if from that same my business that they are doing for me in Alakuru, she from that place collected loan to 200,000 from was it Action Microfinance, something like that. Collected 200,000 loan. So when she paid that, he said that she wants to pay that. I said, but before you do this, you should have discussed with me, so that I will know that yes, you want to do this. How can you be able to just take my money and go and pay for sure? We argue with that one at the time. I said, okay, that is by the way, what he did is bad. You understand? That means all the whole things I've been telling you that you have been doing, it is real. Sometimes you take action, you take decision on your own. Why you're married to the business is my business. So then I completed the money from my shop in Balogu. I completed the money and stayed there 34 Balogu. Then immediately we finished the payment. The day they shared the shop, we went and we put our shop in order. I closed my shop in Balogu with my sales girl. I packed every goods in that particular shop in Balogu. If you are still saying I will continue to say before God and man, probably she must have forgotten. I took almost every of my remaining goods in 34 Balogu with my sales girl, Ngozi by name. We went to that particular No Great Plaza. That is how we started that business.
I want to know exactly what is our offense, what is our error, what is it that brings you to ask her to leave the house.
Fine. All
because
this
you are just talking,
okay,
how you comment, and we are not really interested in how you make it.
Because that was what actually took her time. Because let it not just be like say that the man is here, is a dumb.
That's why I stopped her.
So now, what actually happened is this. As at 2008.
8 or 18.
So 2018 rather. That was when this particular attitude of has, in fact, every time she will leave the house, then I will call my wife. Probably she must have left the house to market, and I will continue calling her from morning till night. She will never pick the call. Eventually, if I decided to go to market, because I used to do supply, we sell retails in the shop and we still do supply. So sometimes it's not always I go to market. So sometimes I will just decide to go to market. When I get to the shop, I discover that she has not gone to market. Before she will go anywhere she's going, she will call her brother and tell her brother, John Paul, if your brother called, tell your brother that I went to Balogu to go and find some cheap market to buy. And if you eventually call John Paul, that is what John Paul will call me. Then this thing continue until I now discover that my wife that I married as a Catholic charismatic leader, she has been going from one church to another. And I told her, Madam, please, if we have any problem, let us go to Blessed Sacrament. Let us go to church where we marry, where our faith is. Go to Bonimans, pray rosary, pray prayers, God will answer your prayers. Not much that all these particular Muslim churches, they are home breakers. They will tell you all sorts of things. And immediately all this is happening. That is when Desmond becomes a humanizer. That is when I become an occultic man. That is when I become one thing or another. From that place, and every time I will call her sister, Mwebuka, I will tell her, tell your sister, look at the time, I'll get angry.
Okay. Number one, you said she took your money without your consent.
Yes.
Number two, she go to another church outside your own belief.
Yes.
Which is Catholic. Number three, what is? From
that place, she started suspecting me, accusing me forcefully. Every time you are carrying a woman, if I'm with my phone, once I hold my phone like this, she cannot come inside this house and go to that way without trying to speak and see what you are doing with your phone. Sometimes I will be sleeping. She will want to carry my phone and unlock it with my finger.
Number four.
So all these things continue. So at a time, she moved money Every time, if I'm seeing there's meeting money that they are doing in the women's wing, my wife is contributing over 100,000 naira in that meeting every month. Are you getting it now? Then when I ask her, she will tell me that that she used to do running market, carrying what and what and what and what. At the time, I was asking myself, all these things that is happening, just only few that I'm seeing. What about the ones that I'm not seeing? I cannot go to my shop, and as in this your office now, I can never enter my shop. I sit there. She always be that place, and I know that, so there can never be any two masters in a captain in
She
a boat.
cannot be what?
I said there would never be two captain in a boat. So I decided that since she loves to stay that place, she have to take care of everything. She is covering everywhere. I said, fine, no problem. As long as if I need money to do business, anything I see, I take. And anything I will manage to pass to other place to ask what is how much do we sell? Or I discovered so amount to enter. He wants to answer that question instead of us to sit down. Okay, look at the expenses. Look at how money coming. Look at how expenses go. That matter, that only that question I ask will bring problem that will last 2-3 weeks. Every blessed, if we talk today, tomorrow another thing will happen. Going to house, make we enter this bus. No, let us enter this one. If I insist that this one, if she say that this one, problem don't start. Come for bus stop. Stay that place. Let me buy something. Okay, I'm going.
Have you ever caught her with a man?
I will never say that. I can never say that I have caught her with a man.
You've never.
Yes, and I can never accuse her on that. But everything that is bad in a woman, stubbornness, arrogant, there's nothing on earth that you will talk of a woman. Just that somebody that has bad character. That thing is inborn. It's inborn. It's not that it's something that she learned from somebody. It's inborn. And then, as a man, I have tolerated enough. And I told her, I called her brothers when I wanted to travel, because all these things that she's saying, when I wanted to travel for my brother that is doing burial of the father, she came inside the room. Ever before then, every night my wife will come inside the room. She will naked herself, continue to lay abuses and curses upon me, upon my generation, upon my family, every blessed night. And that particular day, I was preparing to go out to travel. I already boarded a bus. Then I transfer money for them. That one did not drop. I decided to take my ATM card. I already tell my son, Toshku, you are going to follow me to park in the morning so that I will use the ATM card to pay them. Then why I give you the ATM card back? Because she said I don't drop money. That ATM card in that my Eco Bank account, that is where I normally put money for them, for my children, for them to be eating in the house. She said that I'm not giving her food. We always cook in the house. There's no day we will not cook in the house. You give
her money for the food?
I don't give her money. Desmond don't give her money.
Why?
Because she can never handle my money for me anymore any longer. The shop where we are staying, that shop, she and her brother, they emptied that shop. That shop was empty. And I was managing to take care of myself and my children, go to their school fees and everything. My children, they are not lacking by the grace of God. And at a time, I decided to be using my children. If I give them money, if anything they cook, everybody will eat in the house. So it's not that when I give her money, even in this particular January or February 2019 that she's talking about, or in fact last year January 2020 rather, I called her when I came back. After I talked to her about every rumor that she's talking and everything, because she was telling me I don't talk to her this and what is her offense. I decided to open up to her. I said, okay, look at all this nagging. I don't want it again in my house. My wife can never tell you that let us turn this table like this. I say no, this table is okay the way we are in. Let us leave it like this. She will never agree unless this table is turned as she wants. And once she decides that this table will not turn as she wants, problem have started. I told her all these things is my problem with you. And the removing money from the business, where you know that we need to save our children. Before I born 2-3, I have been telling her, let us open an account to save for these children. Now that we are still young, we are hustling to make money. Time will come when we cannot be able to have enough for these children. She decided that instead, let all her family, her relations and relatives continue to pump in, and we continue to cater for them, continue to take care of them. And they are never tired of doing that, because I know that anyone I complain, she will be very, very angry. And I decided to do that as long as
I
I do
want
it.
to know the reason why you are doing this demonstration in my office.
So
I want to know why you are doing this demonstration. Just sit comfortably. Relax yourself, organize yourself, put yourself together, because you are distracting me here. And I will not want you distract me. I'm a married woman. By this hour of the day, I'm supposed to be on my I'm even supposed to be at home cooking now.
sorry.
It's just because I delayed where I went and I delayed you people. That's why I'm staying here. So please organize yourself and stop this body language. Let me hear him out. When you were talking, he was just looking as if it's a statue in my office. Not that I cannot respond to what you are saying. So keep yourself. Let me hear what you say.
Sorry about that. So by his face, I was doing all those things because in every marriage, any formula you can be able to use to get peace in your home, that is what God needs, and that is what is important in the marriage. And I was doing all those things. I felt that let me do it so long as my wife is happy. Then when I put all these things to her, that particular day, I told her everything. I said, from today, I have forgiven you. Make sure that you don't go back to wear that old garment again. Let us move ahead. And any day from today, you will rise up again to match me on top of me, because I was the one that gave you the seat of a man in this marriage, and I carried the seat of a woman. So many of my friends, even men and women, they used to tell me, they know very, very well that I was weak. I am weak in the marriage. Because why? I love her, and I don't want second party in my, or third party or second party rather, in my marriage. I was handling it just to the glory of God. That was why I decided to open up to her that and say, any day you will go back to that particular life again, nagging in this house, shouting in this house will not contain us anymore. And the ones I open my mouth.
Was she shouting at you or the children?
But me particularly, I'm not talking of the children. Because when you begin to talk to your husband, maybe a mom come here,
In a rude way.
Just
arrogant
singing,
way.
yes, singing
Or
indirectly, singing indirect song for you and all that, And when you are hearing that song, you will know that this particular thing that is for you.
Are you people rival? It's not who have a rival and say the husband that married this one, God that protect me and my children.
So every day, all those kind of something. Once this door open, the next thing you hear, but everywhere the whole house will be on fire. Then I called her, I told her about this. I said, okay, and the end of everything, please, I don't want problem. My children are not at home that day, because that same day I came back, I talked to her. I said, let me give you 500 or 1 million so that you go back to that shop that is empty, because I know that it's because of you are idle. That idleness is what is causing all these things. My wife did not utter a word that day I said this thing. Heaven can bear me witness.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Not
God
okay.
is
Not at a time. It was after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Even 1 week after, she have already started again. But I keep quiet. Even the brother who still living with me since 2011, I back to that place up to that the same time all these problems started. The guy just left in this system. Then I called that particular his brother. Say, look at what I said, but I don't want any other problem. 1 week later, she started, that boy continued begging me, brother, continue to beg me. I said, okay. At the time, one problem come up during that coronavirus. That was how I noticed that my wife has ulterior motive. That that I should come and carry her, so that she will go outside, she will go to the market again, start jumping like a monkey up and down, then I will carry money and go and be doing the way I like. That was the day I decided to take the bull by the horn. Because I leave you to within that business. Then whenever our goods come, let me be doing the supply and collecting the money. Then I have to go back to my shop to start the business. Because when there is no rice, we are not eating sand. Then I started the business by myself again. That was last year. I did it throughout the end of the year. To God be the glory, we were able to do 1 or 2 things. When I wanted to travel during that period, this particular one I was in, she hold me from the door, that I will block the door, that I will go and call all my children to tell them where I'm traveling to. It's not village, I'm traveling, which side I want to go. I say, have you ever one day I leave this house, tell you that I'm going to village, warrant I'm going to Kaduna or Kano or any other part of Nigeria, any other part of the world? What kind of question is this? Come out for me. She stood at that door for more than 30 minutes or to 45 minutes. Day is breaking when I have already paid for ticket. The ticket is with me, and the boss will leave me. I just shift her like this. She draw my my bag and my chain and my clothes. She fought the other side. I just went and collected my bag. My chain have already to one of my button here cut. I picked my bag and opened the door. And she did this when I immediately do the sign of cross. After I anoint myself, use my Bible and put my. Then I wanted to pray to commit the journey to the hands of God. That was when she did that. I said, God, take control. I traveled. She never called me to know whether I successfully go or sorry that this thing is devil was. But it is only his brother. Her brother was the one that called me over and over that day. The following day, the guy called me and not told him that this marriage ending it. That was the first day, if I'm not mistaken, October. Other days I've been telling them that this house is hot. When the one person will kill one person will injure one person, let her give me space. At least go and stay with any of your brother or your sister. For now, let our head come down. Let them talk sense into it. Let me get myself. After all, in the old, even up to today, they are doing it. If the father is alive, normally what the woman do, if your wife is stubborn, if your wife is behaving the way you don't like it, they cannot continue anymore. Take her, go to the family and tell the family to take it, hold your daughter, look at what she's doing. You people should talk to her until any time I feel that her head has come down, I will come and carry her back. They used to do it. Why is it that whenever I say it is illegal, that nobody have any right to remove her to send her out of her house? This is the word DESMOND continue to hear every day. Or did that particular day the brother say never reach like that, I should come back. Let us settle here. I said okay, because he is my father-in-law that is alive today. I still decided to listen to the small boy. I came back when we must have finished talking. I still stand by my ground because I have taken that insult enough. That is how we have been going since then until this particular period when I told her that I have given you enough grace. All this particular one of telling her not to stay in the parlor. If I don't know if I can swear, if I ever tell her, God in heaven no, I never tell my wife to not sit in the parlor. Madam, listen, what she normally do is this. Every time she will be in the parlor with the children, actually, even sometimes in the kitchen. But once he had me knocking at the gate, she will just pack anything that she's doing, enter inside the room. Until once I enter inside the other room that I'm staying. Because she was the first person that left our matrimonial room.
She's the one that left the room.
The room the first time. Before I traveled, when that time I wanted to travel, she did that. Then when I came back, I discovered that she had already come back to that room, to our normal room. Then I decided not to enter the again. And that day, I never entered that room, if not that in November, that particular Thursday that I entered there, that this incident happened. That was the day I entered there. I was avoiding that room. So this is what she has been doing. Even when I traveled recently, during Easter period, she still even, oh God, Easter period, that particular Easter day, three of our Christian people and the two of my family, my sisters came to my house for settlement of this matter about this issue. At the time, they stayed up to 10, 11. When they left, one of them was telling me, one of my daughter-in-law was telling me, but this one, supposing this you people are not eating together again. If one person should poison the food, I say, who will poison the food? Is it the food, the one I cook, or the one that my children cook that we are eating? That she cannot do that. And they always talk this thing. Even no matter what, I can never accuse her of something that I know that she is not capable of doing. Not even knowing that the person I even vowing for can easily hurt a fly. On that particular Easter Monday, the soup I cook on the Good Friday, on Good Thursday, on Holy Thursday, that soup, we brought it out for us to eat in the night. That night, my last baby said that he's tired of eating rice Sunday and that Monday, that he want to eat swallow that night. Those people brought that soup out. The soup is inside the kitchen. She went to the market and come back. I saw her sitting in the dining table with the rice we cook in the kitchen. And she still said she don't eat in the house. She was eating that food. I immediately come out, I saw her. I go back, never took like around after 9. My children now made food. And I was on call with the Bratoni in the Boba, where my last baby that he was eating with me tested the food. I said that this food is tasting somehow. I said, I tell Bratoni, please wait. I washed my hand and I prayed. I taste the soup actually tasting somehow. We taught this thing for more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes in my house. Even her younger brother have packed her.
So what are you insinuating? The food tastes on her that what?
Madam, wait, excuse me, let me plan. At a time when all this argument was going on among my children, they were arguing nothing is there. This was so was saying that something is there. Don't you eat it, go and take career, eat it. That one tells I say true. At a time when two of my children have already testified, the third one was about to eat to testify. She now opened door, start calling her brother. Nto, I don't know. Na devil, I don't know. It was I wanted to put it in my rice. It's olive oil of fado fueri, and that I wanted to put it in the rice where what I want to eat. I don't know how that normally to enter for the soup.
What is that?
She was saying that it's olive oil, and I don't know whether it's olive oil or whatever thing that thing is. She's in a good position to say, not to deny. Now the soup is in the washing dish, whereby that the rice that she took was in this in our gas, the oven gas. So how come the olive oil from here entered that side? So there are so many things that has been happening. Then I told their people that please let her live for now. Let her live. Because I wanted several times I've already told her that we are going home. She said that she's not going anywhere. Then I called her, not even me. When I called the younger brother, I told him that this August ending we are traveling, that he should prepare himself. He said, okay, that the village people are waiting for me, that they will pay on himself, that they know the reason why that I'm bringing her this one, that one. That guy was with us when all this is happening. To be frankly with you, that guy never said bad. He always be on the neutral and the truth. But when this time around, I don't know his faith again. But I know that was not even bothering me. Then when he himself called the village people called Christian. Christian was the one that called me, look at what he's hearing, and he's very, very angry with his brothers, that I should cool down for him, that I know him, that he's not the trouble type, that I should give him only but he said that I should give him only but 1 week.
You don't carry light too.
Sorry, man.
So now summarize.
Okay, I'm summarizing.
Because we need to.
Yes, I'm summarizing.
So what? See, and there is no. I did not see issue here. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah. There is no issue here, and I don't want to go into law. It's only when you cannot if you see a major issue that have to do with person life and all that, then you will now consider who the whole be responsible. If I will also say the truth, and I will not say the truth to down the consequence, and I want to see the face and be biased because you are a fellow woman. A wise woman keep her home, and the foolish one tear her marriage apart. Both of you are supposed to be grandparents. Am I right? How old were you when you married? 25. And there are some people that married even at 18. Our grandparents, they even married earlier than that time. But the law does not permit that. Your daughter now that is 20 years, both of you are supposed to be grandmother and grandfather. You have 17 years boy, you have 20 years girl. And none of you think of the disgrace you are giving to the children, the adult children you have in your house. And you, as a mother, that you know you have a daughter that very soon you are to give her hand in marriage. what are you, what legacy now have you left with this girl now? Say, take, okay, we are going to see those children. We will revisit this meeting again. I want to see your daughter and your son. At least the daughter is 20 years and the son is 17. These two teenagers and the one that have attained age 18 will want to meet with them and ask them. And let me tell you, no matter how you think you are smart, none of you can put words into them. If you ask them one or two questions, we will know who is saying the truth or not. Do you understand me? And let me tell you, I'm not judging you yet. But if actually you took your husband 200,000 without his knowledge, let me tell you, trust is the most difficult thing that you cannot buy from market. Nobody buy trust. And if you find anybody trusting you, don't betray the trust. Be the person, your father, your mother, your husband, your wife. Don't betray trust, because you don't buy trust. Trust is being built.
He cut me off.
I ask you
There is
question.
one thing.
Excuse me, I just want to ask you. No, don't take me that. I don't have that such time. The story of Jerusalem you talk, they are not necessary. As far as I'm concerned, you have to hit the points. The question I want to ask you, have you at any point took his money without informing him?
No, man. No, at times I tell him, he used to tell you, say you swear. I know when he stopped going to church, even going to activities, mommy, even if they break to
So
take
you
Bible,
have not,
yes.
You have not taken the 200.
Without him, without him
you
giving
told
anything.
him.
I didn't take it, mommy. I can't take anything without him knowing what. Even if I want to buy something by myself, he will know that I use that money, because that is always bring quality to me and him.
Okay.
Even when we are doing that business.
That what?
Anytime we are doing business, if I want to remove money, I must tell him what I use that money and do.
Please, man.
You must tell him after.
Yes.
No.
No. I will tell him before I use the money. That's what I'm telling
you. You will take the money.
No, I will tell him that I will use this money before anything, because if he tell me that I should not touch
it, you must.
Like what and what?
Don't interrupt.
Sorry.
Like what and what? Give one instance or two.
Okay. Like one time, we want to buy a land for Ikorodu. So I told him. With the way, because he does my prayer partner. So I tell him, look at how they will say we'll be paying for the something. Even when I'm going for that, I'll be bringing the seeds to him.
Did you first pay before you tell him, or you
told No. I tell him about it. Even he went with us. We talk. Even before he now let us stop. It's me that continue.
Okay. Did he say they should go ahead and be paying?
Yes, nah.
Okay. What is it? The 200,000 is for what?
It's for the shop where she claimed that she's selling market in Balogun before I married her. The first shop we got in the Balogun, that one has already gone, and we continue to manage. She was saying in
lying will not solve this situation.
It cannot.
Because number, listen to me.
You cannot.
I am not judge. We are just here to mediate. But if you think you want to buy my whatever and lie, you will only end up destroying your marriage. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
If you truly want the marriage, and your husband sit you down or your wife sit you that this is what I don't want, this is what I hate, this is what I like, and you come to the public to come and complain, and the only thing you want to do is to deny, you are not going to do any harm to me on this office. You only deceive yourself and destroy your marriage, because you know who is saying the truth. Because as you are talking now, you cannot tell me you are a quiet wife. I'm not a quiet type. Me talking to you, I'm not a quiet type. And I believe my husband cannot tolerate me talking to you, even when I'm harsh. My harshness must have limits. You must know how to control at a point. You must learn how to hold your anger, mostly when it comes to marriage. You left home. Let me not judge you by what he said. I want to keep that aside. You said you left home when your husband was locking and said you should leave and leave. You left home for some days or weeks, right? To go and stay in your brother's place.
I just managed the times if the chance is not.
And no, you left, Abi.
Yes.
Why did you not come home? Because if you're a married woman, a situation like this, and your husband is saying you are proving stubborn, you are doing this, you are doing that, you have to leave. You are not to leave. to take your things and go. And do you know what you did? Somebody can still stop you that you are not entering that house. If you go to your brother's place, you will remain there. If you go to your friend's place for as a married woman, you leave for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours because your husband say leave.
Mommy,
and
the
instead
pressure
of
is too much that they will kill me.
But you now come back to the house, they want to kill you now.
He says that if I don't live in that particular time,
yeah.
So even in the front of these 4 women and the elderly man that I told you, he left them there and locked inside his door. The man cried and go home.
Have you ever told him not to go out? Yes or no? Say
No.
the truth.
I never told him not to go out.
You have never heard this man?
No, except that day he wants to travel. That this one he says he wants to travel. That when I started at the door, say you are traveling, he did not tell me, did not call your children and tell them where you are going. Even this did not
okay,
even
and but don't you know that you are disrespecting this man? The children, they are not kids. They are adults. 20 years woman is an adult. And such person, if you are wise enough, you have children that you should even use for their father. Hence, you know that the father did not drive them. They are still living in that house. If you are wise, it's the children that you need to use with their father. You can, women use little children for their father. How much more 20 and 17 and other kids at home? You did not even pass through the younger one and say, Daddy, why are you not always with us? Daddy, why are you not always at home? Daddy, where are you going? And all that. You went and heard him. You are not going out. Tell me where you are going. That is autocracy, madam. That is not how to go about it. I know how painful it is when a man is trying to look down on you or making you feel as if you are not the wife of the house or you are not the mom, whatever. You will feel bad. But the approach to this, when you know children are available or third party is there, you will watch your action. Because your action may lead to destruction. Holding their father in the house, even if it's your personal apartment, and other people will be hearing, and the children will see you that you hold their father to the extent they bought him loose.
Then they don't even stay inside that room with us.
They don't say so. They are deaf and dumb.
That in their own room apartment. So I am and him inside our own room. Even when
okay, so they don't hear when you are talking.
Yes, this thing we don't even. It's when he now throw me the other side. Then he now open door. That my brother that's sleeping at the parlor now stand up, wake up. So this thing did not. Even my children did not even wake up.
Hold on. The whole of that has now secretly the way I go. Are you talking on your? Are you people romancing words? Where are you going? You that is talking in front of me will talk silently that nobody will know in the house that problem is happening in a complete apartment that is not the next compound, the same compound and the same apartment. What you explain, what this man explained, I did not see much issue on that. If only you can calm down and will let the man understand what he needed to do as the man of the house. Did he tell you that he wants to give you 500,000 or 1 million to start a business? Yes or no? Say the truth.
He said it.
What was your reaction? What was your response?
That is why he see me tears come out from my eye because I did not. I said okay. Then after 2 weeks, I did not even hear about the money again because then when his market come from China, so after that he did not talk to me again about turning that money. I'm waiting for the money. Then after problem now came. That is how the money now die up.
Okay, I always tell people, I only preach what I do. What I don't do, I don't preach. That you're okay, you are a stubborn person and you have to change. If you don't change, except you don't love you don't want the marriage, and there's nothing say that you must die in the marriage, you will move out and become independent. Either you are independent of your own, or you recognize that you are in marriage, that both of you have to do things with respect.
Man, we are not having this problem until my husband start this money that he's saying that I'm getting me. He's eating somebody.
Don't interrupt me again because you talk for over 30 minutes and kept you quiet. You have a problem. You think you are not having problem because he was tolerating it according to him. And he said he can't tolerate again. And that is why you now see that there is a problem now. When a man is romancing a woman, you pay to romance, you kiss, you go, oh, baby, you are looking good. When you dress, you are going and say, you look wonderful, you look sweet. When the man stop, you begin to feel this thing he's doing is not doing it again. He has started doing it out there. But when you question him, why are you not petting me again? Why are you not playing with me? Why are you not doing this again? And he take his pain to tell you. And you sit down, you think within yourself with your conscience. You know that what this man tells you, his complaint is what you are doing truly. Change first. Keep the accusation of outside down. Change on the aspect in which you say, you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing, and I'm not going to take it again. You have to change. Stop shouting at me. You can shout, possibly maybe when the kids are young. But when you feel it's advanced, the children are already there. Your brother is there, and he cannot hold his hand. So the wife shouting at him in presence of sisters or siblings, or my children have grown up. Are they not going to see me as a weak father, as a weak husband, or as a weak in-law? If things have been going on and things are beginning to turn around, madam, calm down. Not the way you are going about it. You calm down, let both of you discuss it. My husband will buy me something, and when I'm talking cream, maybe cream, body cream, body soap, not cream, because I buy my cream from Germany. He will buy me body soap. I'll see it and say thank you. Now I don't have the money to afford it. He can transfer money, feeding money to my account. I will come down, kneel down, bless him. I will pray as if he has given me 1 billion. But I have the money to afford it. But if he's taking this responsibility as the man of the house, I will show appreciation, because appreciation brings increments. When you appreciate things, you appreciate man for whatever he's doing, he will do more. But if you want to feel you have seen money, or you have the money, you can make the money, what is given to you is not enough, that is where problem will come. I keep telling everybody, he might be watching me, he might be hearing what I'm saying, and it's somebody that I cannot come to social media and say I am doing this while I'm not. He will still go back to that social media and say I am lying. That is the kind of husband I married. So my dear sister, there is no matter here. Forget how long you have been in the marriage. You can be in marriage for 30, 40 years. But if you do not allow the wisdom of God to direct you, you will crash that marriage instead of people coming to you for counseling. And I keep saying it, people are hearing me. If you come to this office to complain about your wife or your husband, and you are still interested in the marriage, have reservation of what you will say. Because the disgrace of your husband is your disgrace, not my disgrace. And the disgrace of your wife is your disgrace, not my disgrace, neither the disgrace of my husband. So if you are coming out to complain, there are some things you want to complain, have reservation. The one that is that too deep, that you know it will bring shame to both of you, don't say it. Talk about the surface one or how we can handle it. If you caught your husband with your mother on bed, that kind of a thing should be a matter that you should bury in your house. Except you know you are done with that marriage. But if you are not done with that marriage, somebody see you on the road and say, that woman that the husband is sleeping with the mother. You think you have exposed the man, but have the shame left you? No. Who sees you on the road will still use you as an example. Your mother is sleeping, so it's not one side story again. It's going to be two side story. This girl mother, this woman mother is sleeping with her son-in-law, but you think you have exposed the man by telling the world your husband is sleeping with your mother. So the shame is not on his side alone, it has also robbed you too. I'm not seeing this marriage break. If this marriage is breaking, I'll tell you, there's not much in this marriage. But the complaint, I was expecting the man to talk. What I was expecting from him is quite different. And what you talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, if I weigh what you said, it's also something else. And which is very, very minor. These are things that you guys can easily amend without the third party. If only you,
The only complaint he complain now is that you are stubborn and you want to ride on him. Riding on him, you can't beat this man. Riding on him is when he said a man want to say something and you watch it happening. My husband was speaking to somebody yesterday. We were both on the bed. And the conversation was going and said, let me talk to the person. He did not allow me to talk to the person. Not that I cannot talk, not that if I talk to the person, anything will happen. But he just want to be the man himself. And he feel if I talk to the person, it will still make a headway. But he stood his ground. He said, well, my wife want to talk with you. But until I'm done with what we are discussing, then she cannot greet you. But that was not greeting. I never intended to greet the person. I want to talk into the discussion they are having as a wife. But at that point in time, he said no. And he said it to the man that my wife wanted to talk to you, but until I'm done with you. And did I need to argue it? Upon that he refused me to talk to him, I cannot use it as a problem with him. And so I wanted to say, he said, yes, I know that is what you wanted to say, that area. But I don't want you to talk. And I have to respect him for that. I can't deceive you, my sister. My marriage is far younger than your marriage. But it takes the grace of God, wisdom of God, and the Spirit of God to let you stay in marriage. Because marriage is one of the institutions that devil fights. And if you have crossed 1 year, 2 years to 20 years, why can't you calm down? It's disgraceful on your part, sir, to ask a mother of your children, somebody that have given birth to 20 years, and you want to chase him to the street, chase her to the street, or return her to the mother. You can equally pass through the children and advise their mother. And that is the reason why the kids are there. God bless you with the kids. The third party you people are bringing, you are calling the in-law, she's coming to the village. No, you people are past that level. You have reached a stage where your daughter and your son should be married. They will come to both of you, and you should be the one to guide your in-laws, which is your daughter and your son-in-law. Not you taking this kind of woman again that's supposed to be a grandmother in your house to the father's family. No, sir. What makes you a man is ability to know how to handle your home. However you want to handle it, and it's between you and your home, not a third party, not a brother or sister-in-law. And it doesn't involve beating or her hitting on you. That gives you that kudos and make you the real man. A real man control his soul, and not by fighting, not by beating, not by throwing her things. There are so many things you can do to a woman in your house without you touching her, and she'll be submissive as well. So when you lack that aspect, and somebody will just come, hey, oh, Miss Obina, Desmond wife, he's no more with Desmond again. No, Desmond is doing it. After how many children? Then they will see your daughter on the road. Maybe you started having a girlfriend, and they see that, they see the daughter. No, sir. No, sir. Now you people should think of what these children should emulate from both of you, not what you guys are doing again. Not by shouting. Even if she cannot shout in the house or shout at you, give her the example. You don't shout on your children anymore. 20 years, 18 years, 17 years, you don't shout at them. Sit them down and advise them. And you know you get the best out of them. Who are you? You get inside. You pack your load and begin to throw their things. That is a nasty way of behaving. As a father, you come home and your daughter misbehave, they are not behaving well. Sit them down. Let both of you, this woman is supposed to stay and be talking to your daughter. How she can relate with opposite sex, which is man. The danger in her associating with bad friends. And all that. And the boys, what is the danger in associating with all this court boy? You will die, something will happen and all that. Instead of you to put head together on how these children will grow up now. They're already growing up, that you want to eat the benefit of your labor, and you are just here fighting yourself, shouting here. You go to your father's house, go to your mother's house. No, sir. When a woman stay with you 1 year, 2 years and all that, it become your everlasting property. You have to nurture her because she's for you. She's not for that home anymore. She's for you. She left her father and her mother, started bearing your name. Herself now is you. She's your first daughter before you have other children. Your husband is your first son before you started having other children. When you begin to look at it from that perspective, that this woman is your property, is your own blood, is for you forever, you will not treat her anyhow. You will see her like your body. You can't live, you still remain with your family. You as a man, you are still with your family, nothing have changed you. You still bear your father's name. Nothing have changed that. But she have changed her father's name. She have left her mother, her father, her brothers and sisters, and live with you for 20 years. You see more of her than the family she grew up with. The years you have spent with her is more or less like the years, or even less, she spent with her family. And I just feel, because I'm still going to talk much about marriages this period, if God give us the grace, which I would want many to learn. Until you begin to see your wife from that angle, then you will know that this woman have no place to go. If you say don't go anywhere, she stay for you. If you said I'm throwing you away, you have no place to go except the same that house. And you don't rub shoulder. When you started seeing who you are married to, you see him now as the head of your house. You see that house as your house. Then you must hold that house in a way that you don't want that house to be destroyed as a mother, as a wife. Women are builders. Women are peacemaker. We are not supposed to be home breaker. A man should go out and have stress and have attack, come back home and hide himself and see happiness. But when the house have turned to something else, that coming home is like somebody going into fire, then you are chasing him no matter the years you have spent with the man. We are not going to talk much because of the times we have spent before I started attending to you people. But with all due respect, for the fact that you honor this invitation, and from the money you kept your business, you stayed for money till this moment we are attending to, please, for the sake of God or the Christ you said you are serving, surrender in anything, and I promise you a change from her. If all what you complain is what is really bothering you. So in our next meeting, I want to see your children. The children also have some things to act, to do in this marriage. And maybe you people have not invited that into them. We want to carry the family along, carry the children along in this resolution, so that the children will also take their own task there. 20 years girl is not 15 years, she's not 12. And she have what to do in this marriage. Then we work on your wife as a wife. You understand me, madam? Yes, the way you talk, no. Women don't talk like that. 1, housewife don't talk like that. 2, you must contain your word when you become a mother. You talk like woman, you talk like wife, you talk like mother. So all those, there are things that we are not going to say online, that I'm still going to tell you one-on-one as a woman. Do you understand me? So for whatever reason, you will calm down, you will not challenge him. I don't want any words, and we are going to give a date. We'll briefly give the date and see you people before the new year. This branch will be closing in a few days' time. So we'll meet you guys either, they'll communicate with you on call. Between now and Wednesday, they will communicate with you people. Okay? Mr. Desmond, are you traveling for New Year?
Sure.
When, for Christmas or New Year?
Christmas, New Year.
New Year, right?
Yeah, from 1st or 2nd, but that's where my activities, some invitations that we have.
Okay.
During that period.
All right. We'll communicate with you people to know where. If it's too tight for us, but if you travel, when are you coming back?
Definitely, nobody is with me with the show, so within 2 weeks or thereafter. In fact, I think the last one, the important one I know, it will be either 16 or 17. So within that one, after that one, we'll come back. If no, sir, I'll even spend only 2 or 3 days and come back.
Okay. If this is the only case that God will intervene before we enter New Year, no matter the tight schedule, I will ensure they pick up a date. We'll see briefly before this time.
Sorry, my daughter will be traveling 4th of January.
No. I mean,
okay.
If either before Christmas or immediately after Christmas.
No we'll and the mostly thing that you will find out from that children, make sure that you ask them what actually made their father always to be angry talking to them. Find out that from them. I even have evidence, because when you say that you are shouting, there was a time I used to stay at home. If she's coming back, I will try to tell my children to tidy up the whole places, even the kitchen, before I don't want her to get angry. But now it's the other way around. If you are coming now, even if they thought that, I will talk on dustbin, I still have the video which I recorded by myself when I came back this January. I sent to my daughter in school. Look at how your brothers and sisters left the whole house. That this is the only thing they will say, that every day daddy shout at them, daddy do this. If you're going out, I'll tell them, make sure that you pack dustbin, sweep the house. I don't want this dustbin to be here. Dustbin will be in the flat where somebody lives. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, that thing will still be there. You will talk. Even today, I've been talking about that dustbin since last week. This morning, I still made it there. This morning, it's still there. And I still tell them that last week. And she is still, the problem. Excuse me, please, let me talk. Mommy, please. The reason why I said that they should separate her, because I didn't go there. It cannot be at home where my house will be like that. You cannot even tell your children. I think your daddy talk about all this in where he was leaving the house this morning. Why can't you people go and do this? Because once he come back, this is the thing that he will start talking about. Instead of her pushing the children to do that, instead of that, if I get angry with my children, she will carry me outside and begin to tell people that I'm laying curses upon my children while you are at home. Then I tell her that we are bad egg to these children. Because if you control this way, if you caution my child in anything, she will call them and come inside and start telling them, what did you do? And every time, this is what I am experiencing. That's why I say my children should stay away from her. That they're not going to learn anything from her. I have my reason, and everything anything that she will accuse me to say or do, I have reason for that. And no man on earth will see that kind of something keep quiet in his house. I don't want to die before my time. That is why I say that.
You don't do anyhow anyway.
Anyhow, like
are you misbehaving as she's accusing you that you are sleeping around?
Madam, the eros is natural. So even if I want to do it, nobody will flog me. If you are married 2 or 3 or 4 wives, she cannot flog, and she can never stop me not to do it. And as long as I am not okay with her anymore, because if you with her,
you know you are giving him
what to talk. Excuse me. Oh no, to laugh. You even this Bible didn't
I'm not equal. Your people are not measuring up.
Man, even this Bible, even these 2 Bible you are using to write, it cannot join it together and it will stay. Come to talk of NATO. Are you getting it now? So whatever thing I feel like to do, I will do it. And since I see that the thing is no longer working, there is no trust there again. There's so many things is involved. Accused of anything without
something I'm swallowing.
Hold on, don't talk.
So at the end of everything,
let me ask you a question. Let me tell you one thing. I'm a kind of woman that I cannot tolerate that kind of talk you are talking. You cannot say anything you want to do, you can do it. If you want to marry 100 wives, you can do it. What makes you think if you want to marry 100 wives, you can do it?
No,
business said that.
Because I was not doing it. Like I was not doing it, and she was accusing me on it. So that's why I have to say it.
Even if they accuse you on it, and you have the way of disabusing her mind on her accusation, you do it as a responsible man, not to sleep around. If you go out and they give you disease, you die. Somebody poison you, you die there. You come back and put it on top of her head. If you are responsible, it's busy by sleeping with women up and down that will settle your home. You should be big enough. You are big enough to settle your home. And those women that you are sleeping around, what makes you think they are better than her? That if you are living with them, they will not be worse than this woman. So you don't talk like that. And she cannot stay in your house. If you feel a woman stay in your house and be sleeping around, you are comfortable with it. Or do you think anything gives you that right as a man that you must, because you want to talk, you want to sleep around and you can marry 100 wives, they cannot beat you on it. Don't talk like that. You talk with respect.
I talk with respect.
No, what you say is not respectful enough for you to talk like that.
Word is much, and the threat on it is much, and I cannot continue to endure it.
Once you cannot enjoy it, what makes you a man is ability to know how to arrange your home.
I have tried
Is
my
it by
possible
talking?
best.
Is it by sleeping around?
By special grace of God, I
If
have
you
tried my
accuse you and you did
possible
not
best.
do, and you look for a way to calm
Because
situation
if you
and prove
continue
it
to go
wrong.
outside there, continue to listen, this one say this one say that.
What rubbish talk is that?
Even those people that is even telling you that this one is happening, have they called you and tell you what is happening in their own home? Come to talk of that. Still upon that, you still go outside and listen to them and talk against
But do you know that he have a person that he trained in the school and saying that I'm the one that feeding this one? That is why his tears coming out from my eyes.
Do you have evidence
and
on
he
it?
still keep it.
You have evidence on
And
that?
the one that is in my backyard now. Even the one he carry in the front of the children, the day he throw my bag, the 2 girls, and that girl is moving with my husband every day, and I did not ask me anything.
You see, it's continue talking and continue talking.
And these children, he said, mommy, that he told my children that even if I said them not to remove this, nobody will hear me. The husband is saying, at times I will even be the one to go and look for something and pack it.
And why would you have 6 children in the house and you go the one to go and pack it? Are you training them well? Please, people should not keep me here.
He told everything. They are not listening to me again. It's the one he talk that they want to do.
Please, I want to thank you, please, for
I
this.
think when you think you will see them.
If the children,
Because the way you throw me, and no one want to hear me again.
Please,
It's only the one that is
He cannot throw you one. He can't throw you out of the house because of anybody. That way, anyhow, he uses his mouth to say, you want to marry 1 million wife, you want to do this thing. Say, go out of the house. That one cannot work. But only you on your own. When we meet, there are things that you need to do as a wife. You have to do it.
No problem.
Then those children that the ones between age 1 to 20, 17, the third one is how many years? 15 years. Those 3 children, you bring them abeg. My husband is calling me now. Hello, dear. Yes, darling. Fine, thank you. Please, I'm coming now. On our way. I'm coming now. Yes, already. I'm already coming. We're leaving office. We're leaving office, please. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, sir. Thank you. I'll call you when you remember. All right, please join us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page on Human Rights Defender and Access to Justice Advocate Center. Thank you very much. You see now.